Okay, we may have just gotten our biggest look at GTA 6 gameplay yet. Around 2 minutes of alleged GTA 6 gameplay has appeared online, showing Jason driving around at night, stealing vehicles, fighting with security guards, using tasers, and interacting with the world. And there are some really interesting details here, including what looks like the return of 6-star warning level. That's confirmed now. Multiple ways of stealing cars, and a small detail involving Jason's stamina that I almost completely missed. Now I need to make something very clear before we continue. At this time I'm recording this video, this footage has not been officially confirmed, but it's been leaked by the same leaker. So treat everything you're about to hear with a grain of salt. There's also a short cutscene at the end of the footage I'm not going to discuss that much a lot because I don't want to spoil potential story content. But that said, let's get into the actual video. So the footage starts with Jason driving around at night, and one of the first thing I noticed is just how busy the road appears to be. There are vehicles everywhere. Obviously we can't judge the traffic system of the entire game from just 2 minutes of footage, but the density here looked considerably more impressive than what we are used to see in GTA 5. And visually, even with the quality of leaked footage, the nighttime environment looks extremely impressive. But the visual quality honestly isn't even the most interesting thing here, because once Jason gets out of the vehicle, we start seeing actual gameplay systems, such as stealing cars has changed. Jason approaches a locked vehicle, and instead of simply walking up and automatically smashing the window like we are used to in GTA 5, there are actually two options appeared on the screen: clone key and smash window. But there's an important detail here: clone key is grayed out. Jason can't use it at the moment, and that immediately raises a bunch of questions. Maybe cloning a key requires a particular tool, which we can confirm actually from 2022 leaks. And yeah, if this footage is legit, the most important part is that stealing a car may no longer be a singular automatic action. You could potentially have different approaches depending on what equipment or abilities you have available. Smash the window and get inside immediately, or potentially clone the key and steal the vehicle another way. So it might save you the trouble to get chased by the cops. For a game literally called Grand Theft Auto, I'm glad Rockstar may actually be making Grand Theft Auto more interesting. Okay, then let's talk about more about the clip. Jason ends up in what appears to be a restricted area, and nearby security NPCs aren't exactly happy about it. They became hostile towards him, and eventually Jason gets into a fight with the security guards. And the combat immediately reminded me of Red Dead Redemption 2. There's a much heavier feeling to the movement punches, and the NPC seems to physically react to what Jason is doing. At one point, Jason manages to hit security guard's weapon and uses it during the fight. Same as the first clip that was leaked, he took the wrench and used it against the guy. And there's even what appears to be a brief cinematic style effect during a knockout, which is new for GTA, but not for Red Dead. I think there was some scenes like that in Red Dead, when you shoot the person, there's a slow motion. So it really looks like Rockstar could be taking some more physicality they developed in Red Dead Redemption 2 and bringing it into GTA 6. But then something happened that I think is more interesting. A security guard uses a taser against Jason, and if you just watched what happened to Jason, you might completely miss what's happening in the HUD. If you look at Jason's stamina bar, before Jason gets tased, he has a decent amount of more than a half amount of stamina remaining, but after the taser hits him, a huge portion, literally it drops down to 0. His health might have taken a little bit of damage. Cannot say if it did. Before that, the health bar didn't show, but the taser seems to heavily affect his stamina, and Jason is still able to remain standing. That makes me wonder whether your stamina could actually determine how well your character handles being tased or being in a fight. For example, if Jason has plenty of stamina, maybe he can withstand the hit and continue fighting. But what happens if you're already exhausted and your stamina is nearly empty? Can one taser hit actually put you straight onto the ground? To be clear, that's just massive speculation. This footage doesn't show us what happens at 0 stamina, but the fact that we can still see the stamina bar drop after the taser hit makes this one of the most interesting little details in the entire clip. Then there is another Red Dead Redemption 2 style detail. You can pick up their clothing. After one of the security NPCs goes down, their hat is left behind. Jason gets an option to pick it up, and he actually puts it on. Now, I don't know how extensive this system is. I definitely wouldn't take this as a confirmation that we can steal every piece of clothing from NPC, but the fact that the game recognizes this dropped hat and allows Jason to wear it exactly the type of small environmental interaction that I want to see more in GTA 6. There's also something GTA fans have wanted back for a long time: 6 stars. The HUD in this footage appears to support a 6-star wanted level. GTA 5 capped the player at 5 stars. So if this is legit and the HUD represents the final system, GTA 6 could finally bring the 6th wanted star back. The physics are completely another thing that stood me out. During the fight, the taser interaction, the NPC reaction look extremely physical. Characters don't just seem to be play one identical falling animations every time something happens. And considering how good Rockstar's physics already were in RDR2, seeing that kind of system push further in GTA 6 could make random interactions significantly more entertaining. Let's even a funny moment where Jason takes a vehicle from an older woman and she reacts to him stealing it. Again, it's a tiny detail, but these little reactions are what makes an open world feels more alive. And the big question is, does this leaker have more? Because I'm actually a little concerned about this, because this isn't the only piece of alleged GTA 6 footage we have seen circulated. There seems to be multiple clips associated with the recent leaks, and Jason seems to be wearing the same clothing across some of the material. So how much of the footage these guys actually have, or maybe they have the full build or a larger portion of the game, we don't know. I want to emphasize that there is currently no confirmation that these leakers possess the full GTA 6 game, but with multiple pieces of footage appearing out of things, it's unreasonable to at least wonder how much material they actually have access to. And if this footage is 100% legit, then honestly, it's another pretty sad situation for Rockstar. First, the leak in 2022, then the trailer got leaked 14 hours before its actual release, and now these. It's actually unfortunate. They deserve to reveal their work when it's actually ready to be shown, rather than like having unfinished material spread around the internet without their control. And that's also why I'm not discussing the cutscene at the end of the footage. Gameplay mechanics are one thing. I don't want to potentially spoil GTA 6 actual story for people months before they get to experience it themselves. Purely from gameplay perspective, there is a lot packed into these 2 minutes. Potentially 600 stars, different methods of stealing locked vehicles, cloning key, restricted areas, security NPC, tasers, the ability to pick up like dropped items, a new immersive physics in like physical combat, and a lot of things. Again, none of this footage has been officially confirmed at the time of this recording, but if it's real, these 2 minutes may have just revealed more about GTA 6 actually plays than we are supposed to know. And with more footage potentially out there, like coming out there, I have a feeling this situation might not be over yet. Subscribe if you want to keep up with everything GTA 6, because if anything else major appears, I will be covering it, and let me know what's the most interesting detail you noticed in the footage.